What's up, LA gangsters, American gangsters, worldwide gangsters? This is Gangsta Transform Compete TV, and my name is Peasy. Our mission is to profile or interview ex-gangsters, hustlers, and anyone who was involved in the street lifestyle and have transformed themselves into positive members of society. We hope to influence others to leave the street life behind them so they may avoid prison or being unalived. If you like our mission, please subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and leave a comment. Today I'm going to profile Mr. Elgin James. We meet the Gangsta. A young Mr. Elgin James will be bounced from orphanage to foster home. He would eventually settle in a rural farm foster home in the northeast of the U.S. He will be raised by a civil rights activist on that farm. Mr. James grew up with Mary Jane being grown in the backyard and plenty of alcohol and drugs inside the house. One would think with drugs surrounding him, Mr. James would partake in these type of activities, but it had an opposite effect on him. He looked at drugs and alcohol as a negative. The civil rights activist foster parents that raised him on that farm were also pacifists who had marched with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Mr. James developed an attraction to punk music at a young age. Through one of his foster brothers, his brother would take him to see bands like Black Flag, Agnostic Front, and Millions of Dead Cops. Mr. James was first arrested at age 12. By age 14, he was in juvenile hall. In the hall, he rejected the pacifist ideas of his foster parents and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and studied the writings of Malcolm X, Stokely Carmichael, and Huey P. Newton. He infused the warrior mindsets of the before-mentioned writers with the aggressive punk rock ideas that he was learning. At age 17, Mr. James was involved in a gang fight when he was hit in the back of the head with a baseball bat. This caused him to suffer left brain damage, which left him unable to speak or use the right side of his body. He would need extensive physical and speech therapy to recover. Mr. James would then become homeless, living on the streets and squatting across the country. He would eventually settle in Boston, Massachusetts. Mr. James begins his transformation. In Boston, Mr. James began singing for the punk rock band Wrecking Crew. He met kids from Boston as well as Brockton, Massachusetts, and they formed a gang, according to law enforcement, and they called themselves FSU, which initially stood for Fuck Shit Up, but would later stand for Friends Stand United. The mission of FSU was to eliminate white power skinheads and neo-Nazis from the hardcore punk rock scene. After successfully purging several of these groups, he turned his attention to drug dealers. Mr. James started robbing drug dealers and giving half the money to local charities like a modern-day Robin Hood. The FSU would then start an Arms for Hostages program. They would give pit bulls that were used in fighting to drug dealers in exchange for their guns. The goal was to rehabilitate abused dogs while removing weapons from the street. The core of the FSU would eventually split up, some turning to motorcycle gangs, but Mr. James wanted to move in a more positive direction and steer FSU from the criminal world. But his past would catch up to him. In 2009, Mr. James was arrested for an incident that occurred 4 years earlier. He was charged with extortion, filed in Chicago. It's alleged that in 2005, Mr. James ordered an attack on a guy with ties to the white power politics. It is also alleged that Mr. James stated if this guy in question made a $5,000 donation to the FSU, he could avoid future trouble. Ultimately, the FBI got involved. Mr. James was prosecuted and he was sentenced to 1 year and 1 day in prison. Dozens of letters were sent to the court on Mr. James's behalf, including letters from actors Robert Redford and Ed Harris. In Mr. Redford's letter, he wrote, quote, "I believe that Elgin has the potential to make a difference. He has an important message for people of all ages and the possibility of change and the power of nonviolence." The same day Mr. James was sentenced, he was hired to write a screenplay for producer Brian Grazer and Universal Pictures. After sentencing, Mr. James said in a statement, and I quote, "The last few months have been a juxtaposition of the best and worst of my life. Today I face my day of reckoning. I have accepted responsibility for my past, and I must move forward. We meet the competitor." The FSU established the Foundation Fund, which set up scholarships at Berklee College of Music and Suffolk University Law School in the names of FSU members who had died. The fund also held yearly benefit concerts to raise money for charities that reflected hard punk culture, which meant addressing teen homelessness, handgun violence, suicide prevention, and local orphanage assistance. Mr. James would go on to write and direct several projects for TV and film, including Mayan MC, Prison Break, and Little Birds. Mr. James, we thank you for the man you've become, the work you've done to positively affect the world. We respect you, we honor you, and we thank you for all that you have done. We champion you, Mr. James. This is Gangsta Transform Compete TV, and my name is Peasy. Our mission is to prevent prison or the unaliving of another. If you like our mission, please subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and leave a comment. God bless.